is Fleet and Footy on the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network, sponsored by Alive Credit Union.
Oh, yes, Fleet and Footy. And much like last week, only one man in the chair. But this week we have swapped roles as I am in studio, Stuart Webber, here inside the Action Sports Jax 24/7 studio. You see Jason Hamby right up there. Yep, there he is over there in the drive-thru. And we got Big Lou. Big Lou has dialed in for us from Bradenton, Florida, down in Southwest Florida at IMG Academy. And he will be giving us some live look-ins, some live reports at the Generation Adidas Cup down in Southwest Florida, where your Jacksonville Armada Youth Academy teams from MLS Next are competing against some of the next players to play in the MLS from across the country and across the globe. 4 continents, Lou. We got a big tournament going on there, and we of course have you on the scene. Give us a little sense of what's happening down there.
Yeah, it's kind of a packed event. There's coaches, kids, scouts everywhere. There's a big referee meeting room. We had an MLS Next Pro game being played at the stadium field here at IMG during the one off day that these boys got. So I got to watch my first ever MLS Next Pro match.
Okay, that was awesome. Miami and Orlando, right?
Yeah, the Florida Derby. Florida stays pink again in MLS Next Pro. That's the 5th time that the Herons have beat the Lions in their last 5 matchups. So
it's because we eat a lot of shrimp. We eat a lot of shrimp in Florida. I think that's why, right?
Yeah, that's why it's pink. That's why it's the Herons. So yeah, I mean, over here it's a lot of yellow, a lot of black. You might be able to see some of the branding behind me. This is currently where we are playing our game behind me.
Yeah.
Field 4.
Oh.
But
prestigious Field 4.
Prestigious Field 4. They banished us to like Field 14 a couple times. So it's glad to be back towards the action.
All right, give us a little update here on today. And Hamby, you can pull up some of these pictures we have ready for you for match day number 5 as your Jacksonville Armada takes on the Vancouver Whitecaps. The Whitecaps, Big Lou. That's another MLS opponent. What we've faced now 4 MLS opponents. This is 5 MLS. Their academies. I mean to say, of course, the Vancouver Whitecaps. So taking on some folks from north of the border today.
Yeah, unfortunately, no O Canada prior to the match, which
What?
I always look forward to when I, watch Canadian teams play our U.S. boys. But no, it's been awesome. They're technically our first international team this pro academy has ever played.
Okay.
So it's been a really good experience out here to be able to test ourselves against these top academies. Like you mentioned before, we obviously do play in Inter Miami and in Orlando in our regular Florida season, but it's been really cool to test our teeth against these guys from all across the country.
So Vancouver Whitecaps, the opponent. They had 4 straight MLS opponents before this. Tomorrow, it's actually Club Bolivar from down in Bolivia. So we'll talk about that in just a second. Hamby, flop it over to that starting 11 when you get a chance. We're gonna give a shout out here to the boys in blue who are actually out there right now as we speak, taking on those Vancouver Whitecaps, perhaps a budding rivalry for the future, maybe one day. And Lou, as I read off the starting 11, I'm going to have you go ahead and give us a look out at the field. We're not going to be able to see the individual players, but we'll have you turn around. I did not communicate this very well as I go on the fly here. But here's your starting 11.
That worked for me.
Yeah, it worked for you, yes. You're starting 11 today for the Jacksonville Armada in the Generation Adidas Cup. Andy Dunn, Danny Stevens, Ethan Berger, Jackson Schroeder, Jason Senchuk, Miles Williams, Bamanzi Barujo, Charlie Itkoff, Ethan Vega, Ryan Paul, and Drake Wenger. See, this is fun because this gives me an opportunity to get there you go. There's your live look down at the field where these guys are playing right now. It gives me an opportunity to get the pipes ready, because we're right on the precipice of the under 23s taking the field here. Of course, we'll tell you all about those matches and those broadcasts here coming up in just a little bit. Of course, you can watch them right here on Action Sports Jax 24/7 on our streaming network. And Big Lou, it is an absolutely gorgeous day down there in Bradenton.
It's been absolutely gorgeous the entire week we've been out here, Stuart. On my off day, I had to hit up Siesta Key and go to the beach myself. Got a little bit
Okay.
of tan.
All right.
But yeah, I mean, the weather has been cool, 70 and 80 degrees. It's been an awesome experience out of the fields are gorgeous. They get watered, I think, every other game. You know, IMG likes to keep it pristine out here. Um,
Okay.
it's been a really awesome, cool experience out here in Bradenton, Florida.
Oh, there we go. That Wi-Fi clicking in nicely for us to get a good look at the video. It's nice when it pops in nicely for the 20 seconds at a time or however it goes. I mean, we did this last week with me and Augusta, so this should be. There we go. We go full screen when the video cooperates, and our cameraman over there, Big Lou. Big Lou, we got the shaky hands, Big Lou. We got to hold on to it. We're on the far side of the field here. Are we in the attack? Give me some play-by-play, Lou.
Yeah, we're in the attack right now. Looks like we just won a corner kick.
Okay.
Drake Wenger, number 26, University of Chicago commit, will be taking the corner.
Is he a winger? Is he a winger, by the way? Drake Wenger?
No, he's a bulldog center midfielder.
It'd be so much better if Wenger was a winger. I'm just saying. That's fine.
Well, I can tell you that possibly some of those guys that you named in that 18 will be featuring for us in the U23 season. Can't say exactly who, but there's definitely some ballers out there that made their name this season on the academy level that I know Coach Krzanovich is looking out for.
For my announcing purposes and to have to make Jamal Johnson say it, I really hope Bamanzi Alabarujo is one of them because that's a fun one. I enjoyed that. Bamanzi Alabarujo. I don't know if that's right, but it's fun to say. Oh, we lost Big Lou. There it is. So, as mentioned, Louis will be down in Bradenton and will rejoin us here shortly as we enjoy the perils and fun of. There you go. He's back in there. Yeah, we got you back there, Lou. You're good. Yeah. Oh, nah. There's his feet and there's his shadow. There he is. He's back. We're good. We're good, Lou. Don't worry about it. We're gonna have fun with this because that's what we do here on the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network and our streaming here. And look, we're giving you live looks that you can't get absolutely anywhere else of the Generation Adidas Cup. And look, we got the action right in front of you. You got Vancouver there in the light jerseys. Jacksonville wearing their blues, the boys in blue. There you see Miles Williams here on the near side. I'm so ready to call games again, by the way. I've missed it. You know, we get to do it for like a 2-month period here every summer. And then when we're not calling them, I'm just like, man, I wish I had a soccer game to be able to do some play-by-play for and to be able to enjoy that aspect of it. Hamby, go ahead and pop up the video for the GA Cup, and we'll give Lou a chance to kind of talk about what it's been like down at this tournament, especially from the vantage point of actually the cover video, Hamby, not the track video, to talk about just what it has meant for this team to be down in Bradenton. And Lou, you can kind of speak to that a little bit about what it's been like rubbing elbows with these major teams and having a chance to see this badge right here, this Jacksonville Armada badge, alongside the Barças, the Milans, and all these other clubs that are being represented down at IMG Academy.
Yeah, Stuart, it's been really amazing to just be able to be around the pedigree of these teams. I know the boys have been super excited to just, test themselves against some top level opponents. You'll hear later in the interview that I do, but we're talking about teams from South Korea. We're talking about teams from Japan, from Belgium, from obviously the Netherlands. PSV is doing very well over here. They just beat Columbus Crew this morning with penalties. They were up 2-0. Columbus ended up coming back, last minute goal. All games here go to penalties no matter what. Even those group stage games, we unfortunately lost a PK shootout to DC United in a gritty 0-0 draw. But it's been an awesome experience for everyone involved. I know a lot of these guys are making that next step up to college. And this is just one more tournament that they can prepare themselves for to be able to put themselves on that bigger stage.
It's certainly a little bit different, but it kind of gives me the feel from like the Little League World Series, right? Where you have some of these best teams from across the United States, and then you bring in the best international teams as well. You see some shots there from the penalty kick shootout. That's anytime you see an image of 10 guys standing next to each other in a line, not the sorority squat like this one, but you get them all in a line. You're like, oh, that's the penalty kick look right here. This look right here. That's how you know that they're taking those PKs. And as you mentioned, a great experience for the boys in light blue in that occasion to be able to go and experience these high pressure moments. These are things you can't duplicate, right? These are things that are going to help you much, much more down the line than they do even in the moment, right? So really cool stuff from that one. Lou, we still 0-0 there? We still scoreless?
Still scoreless. These halves are 30 minutes.
Okay.
So they go by quick. That first goal is always crucial. Happened a couple times to us in California where we went down 1-0 and had to pull ourselves back into the game. So I know we're not opposed to fighting back, but I know the boys really want to score their first here in Bradenton.
Yeah, would love to see that for sure. We got some loud whistles there in the background. So that is the Generation Adidas Cup down in Southwest Florida. As we bring it back out here, you get a little live look at the field, and I use the term live sparingly, as it is. Look, that's technology, and that's certainly part of it. We're going to go back to Big Lou here in just a little bit. We got a lot to talk about. We got the Gold Cup to talk about. We got the U.S. Open Cup, which if you weren't watching those terrific matches last night, I don't know what you were doing. But before we get into that, we're going to wrap up our Generation Adidas Cup coverage with a special report filed by our good friend Louis Llerandi down in Southwest Florida. We'll get some of the perspectives of the team as they take on this top level talent down in the GA Cup.
The sun is shining, the flags are flying, and the world has come to Bradenton, Florida. This is the 2025 Generation Adidas Cup.
Thanks for hanging with it.
Edition in tournament history.
That's how it goes.
80 teams, 4 continents, and some of the biggest names in youth
soccer. Is this
soccer.
audio up, or is that just my
FC
ear?
Bayern,
there you go.
Inter Milan, Palmeiras, and yes, your Jacksonville Armada FC right in the mix.
I mean, it's really cool. It's a very cool tournament. I mean, a lot of very good fields, very good teams, international teams that we've never played. It's been a really good experience leading the team. We need to learn from the games, even if it goes bad. We need to learn from it. If it goes good, we can celebrate as a team, and it's been a really good experience so far.
For the U18 Armada squad, this is a moment a year in the making. After punching their ticket at MLS Next Fest, they've arrived on the international stage with something to prove.
It's really cool. I mean, everyone's motivated. We come together as a team, probably teams like Inter Milan that how many times in a life do you play them? Maybe once or twice, and it's really, really cool.
For the Armada, it's about showing what this club, this city, and this academy are all about, competing with the best, matching their intensity, and representing Jacksonville with pride.
Well, first off, for our club in first year of existence to make it to this level and to achieve what we achieved was a tremendous accomplishment. And it happened in the fall through our flex games and our flex points, and then culminating in California, where we actually made it all the way to the final to earn this position here. So I'm excited for our younger players also who are on the team to maybe come back next year and come off of this event with the experience that they need to understand what the next level will be. The difference in us versus them is efficiency. You know, we feel like we are not efficient enough. It starts in the training. We have to pay closer attention in training. It starts with maybe the lack of competition internally because our talent pool is not as deep. So we see the difference right here, where these players are more on the professional side and we are more on the amateur side.
All right, good stuff there. And look, Coach Elmar Bolowich really kind of hit the nail on the head there at the end. That this is a learning experience, and this is a great opportunity for the team to kind of assess where we could go. And MLS Next, this program, this youth program at all these different levels is still very new for the Jacksonville Armada, and to have this opportunity and this chance here early on is so huge. As we have Louis Llerandi joining us back now. Lou, that was some good field reporting out there by you, buddy.
Thank you. I had to put that one together on the fly yesterday. We only get so much time here at the field. Don't want to overwork the boys here in the sun. But I appreciate the big shout out. Trying to be a little bit more like Stu, That's my motto I'm trying to live by now.
I like it. It works. You give it a go there. You don't worry. I took some notes, and I'll be able to provide you some good stuff here to build on. We're gonna build on it. Who is that player, by the way, just so we can give him a shout out?
That's Danny Stevens.
Okay.
He's been captaining us when co-captain Ethan Berger isn't on the field. So he's honestly had a fantastic tournament. He's found himself in some really interesting positions as a center back, really high up the field. He's putting a couple shots on goals. So this game's actually going really well. Speaking of things going well, we just had a fantastic shot saved. Tyler Tilden put one on the frame, I'm pretty sure. So it's been a really good first half here in Bradenton.
All right. Love to hear it. We're going to have updates throughout in Bradenton, and we're actually going to take a quick time out here on Fleet and Footy. We'll reset. We'll talk a little bit about the Gold Cup. We'll talk about the U.S. Open Cup, Champions League, so much more to get to. Of course, Big Lou's got here MLS rankings and takeaways much later on the show, and your weird soccer story of the week, all the things you've known to come and love here on the show. We'll have that for you coming up on Fleet and Footy right here on the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network. People helping people. It's at the core of what Alive Credit Union is all about, and it's been that way for over 70 years. From the start in 1954 to today, the mission remains to inspire financial wellness and give you a financially fit lifestyle. Alive Credit Union and its employees are committed to not only serving their valued members, but also our community here in Northeast Florida. I had a chance to see that commitment firsthand as Alive partnered with our Action Sports Jax 24/7 team to bring you Armada men's and women's soccer broadcasts. Inside the 18, it is a shot, and it's a goal! Chloe Chivers! And that connection to the community continues with Alive Credit Union's support of the Police Athletic League of Jacksonville. Alive Credit Union's commitment to our community also involves serving the financial needs of all first responders through the recent merger partnership with City and Police Federal Credit Union. Join the community and become a member of Alive Credit Union today. Find out the many ways you can be inspired in financial wellness at alivecu.coop.
The rhythm of my heart is beating like a drum, with we Armada rolling off our tongues. Never will we roam, for we know our place is home. Where the ocean meets the skies, we be sailing. Where the ocean meets the skies, we be sailing.
Get local sports on demand with Action Sports Jax 24/7. All sports, all local, all the time. From the locker room to the field, the Jax, high school football, the Jacksonville Armada, and don't forget the Brett and Austin Show. They're all in on Trevor. Of course. Download the Action News Jax Now app, available wherever you stream or at actionnewsjax.com. TV, phone, laptop, desktop. Action Sports Jax 24/7. Jacksonville sports, all the time.
2024 provided plenty of memorable moments for the Jacksonville Armada on the pitch, including another conference championship game appearance for Tommy Krasanovich's under-23 men's team.
Is it in the dying moments?
Debuting this year for the first time, the girls in blue, as the Armada fielded a women's under-23 side in the WPSL and made its presence known with some highlight moments.
Potential goal of the season!
Then attention turned to the future, with MLS Next teams representing the Armada badge in 3 age divisions this fall, including an under-19 squad ranking among the best in the state. Those teams are a big focus on Fleet and Footy, covering the big soccer stories each week on the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network.
I'll put one in the back of the note for you.
Join us for player profiles, fun interviews, and the very latest on the Fleet and all things footy. That's every Thursday at 2 p.m.
This is Fleet and Footy on the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network, sponsored by Alive Credit Union.
Hey, welcome back to Fleet and Footy here on the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network. We're taking a look at the Armada women's under-23 home schedule in the WPSL. So 4 home matchups you can catch right here in Jacksonville, taking on the West Florida Flames in the home opener on May 24th, and then 3 June matchups, the 7th, 20th, and 27th against FC Primetime, the Florida Gulf Coast Dutch Lions, and Seminole Ice. Ice, baby. We got those coming up here this summer, and if you can't make it out to the match, well, you can watch it right here on the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network. Welcome back into the studios here at 24/7 on the Action Sports Jax side of things. I'm Stuart Webber, and I'm joined by Louis Llerandi, giving us a live look at the action as your Jacksonville Armada take on the Vancouver Whitecaps. Oh yeah, that's our throw-in. Give it to us, line judge. That's what I'm talking about. I don't know. Big Lou, how we doing? How we doing, Lou? What do you got?
Well, I'm now geared up with a tripod, and we have a goal. The first goal scored in the Generation Adidas Cup.
Oh, we missed it during the break? It was during the commercial break?
Yes, it was.
No!
We should have cut in.
Of course it was.
Number 9, Jaden Senchuk scores the opening goal of this matchup. We're still in the first half here, so there's still a lot to play for here at IMG Academy.
Come on! During the commercial break?
During the commercial break, I have Tommy Krasanovic here next to me looking up at me. He knew right away after the commercial.
Well, maybe that was what happened. We could run the commercials like over and over if that means we're going to start getting some goals here for the boys in blue. I mean, we can do these things. All right. Goodness gracious. Lou, you could flip that camera back around. We've given a live look. We'll look back in here in just a little bit as they're approaching the end of the first half down in Bradenton. Jacksonville Armada taking on the Vancouver Whitecaps and leading 1-0. Love to see it for the boys in blue down in the Generation Adidas Cup. Of course, they got one more group stage game tomorrow against Club Boulevard, and then they'll wrap it up with one final matchup to end this thing. So a great time down in Southwest Florida in Bradenton for the Jacksonville Armada at the Generation Adidas Cup. As you hear in the background, some of the action going on down there. There's Big Lou. We got him back on camera. There's no action on the field behind you, though. What field is that?
I got some action behind me. Yeah.
Well, there you go. You got the guys warming up. Yep, good. By the way,
there's no one behind me.
Okay, when I gave the starting lineup, I didn't give the substitutes, but Corey Hudgens, Angelo Philippe, Tyler Tilden, Keller Krieger, Kai May Parker, Cole Perez, and Adrian Medina. We got to give some loves to the subs, you know? Give them a shout out too. So they're
always gotta give love to the subs. Always.
They're over there as the first half kind of comes to a close. All right, Lou, let's turn the attention now and shift our focus. Let's talk a little bit about the Gold Cup, and they had a draw here recently. Is what I'm being told for the Gold Cup, Lou.
Yes, another international tournament being hosted in the United States.
Oh goodness! What do you know? Shocking. We'll start with the video of the different groups. How's that sound? And kind of go through what we got coming up in the Gold Cup. When is this Gold Cup, Lou? Is that this summer?
It is this summer, and I believe that last graphic says when it all culminates in, I want to say mid-July.
July 6th in Houston. We'll pull up the bracket here in a second, but let's run through some of the groups. As you see here, we got Group A, Mexico, Costa Rica, Suriname, and the Dominican Republic. Suriname. You don't know Suriname?
Mm-mm.
Okay. Well, I'm sorry.
American geography, you know.
It's a country. Group B, Canada, Honduras, El Salvador, and Curacao. I like the Dutch influence here. My mom was just in Curacao last week on a cruise. Shout out to Curacao. Also good for Little League. We talked about the Little League World Series. Andrew Jones. Shout out Andrew Jones. All right, Group C, Panama, Jamaica, Guatemala, and Guadalupe. Okay, these are some powerhouse groups, Lou. I'm guessing we're going to be in Group D. Let's check it out.
Honestly, it's kind of the group of death.
Okay, yeah. United States, Haiti, Trinidad and Tobago, and Saudi Arabia.
Saudi Arabia.
I do like that sometimes these tournaments, be it the Gold Cup or CONMEBOL, down in South America, they'll invite teams from around the globe to kind of come join in on like a freelance basis. You saw it with Qatar before they hosted the World Cup. They came over and played in South America. So Saudi Arabia coming to play in the Gold Cup. Haiti, Trinidad and Tobago, and the United States. Go ahead, Lou.
I'm gonna say the reason why I even say that this is the group of death is because we actually have a negative record against Haiti in the Gold Cup, if you can even believe that. The United States.
I can't believe that.
So Saudi Arabia is going to be difficult, and Trinidad always likes to give us problems. So it definitely would be a shame not to get out of the group. I know Pochettino is going to want to show something before this 2026 home World Cup. This is massive. This is the last thing that we get to show to the world before we're on that world stage.
All right, you check out the bracket here, and as you mentioned, it culminates July 6th, NRG Stadium, Houston. Normally, we don't like the team that plays in that stadium, the Houston Texans, here in Jacksonville, but hopefully Team USA will be playing in that one and gets a chance to play for what is quite on the nose, a Gold Cup, as it should be, I would imagine, a Gold Cup up for grabs. Do you think the U.S. makes it to that final based on what we've seen lately, Lou?
I believe just based on merit, but I think a lot of U.S. men's national team fans are over that, saying that, we should be in finals. I mean, we should be in finals, but better. It's like Mexico's gotten any better. I truly believe that Canada is the premier team in CONCACAF currently. But Alphonso Davies injured. You never know what kind of squads these coaches like to bring to these tournaments. So it's going to be a really interesting experience because you have this Summer Club World Cup going on. You have the World Cup next year. So there's a lot of moving parts within the soccer world right now.
As we adjust his shot there, we're getting a little too close for comfort for Lou's beard.
Sorry,
you were locked. You were locked in on the game. You forgot you were on camera there. That's okay.
Yeah.
These things happen, Lou. These things. You have a much more interesting backdrop than I did in a nondescript gray padded wall room last week in Augusta. So I do love that. All right, we're gonna pivot from the Gold Cup to another gold trophy, and we're talking about the Club World Cup. And it says here we got some controversy, Lou. We love controversy. We love talking about controversy, don't we?
We do love controversy. The Club World Cup has already been shrouded in controversy. From the moment they announced it, there was no streaming provider / TV provider. So it's always been an interesting concept. Right in the middle of the summer, Gianni Infantino is saying that he wants these clubs to bring their top premier players. So it's already, have some people look at it the wrong way. Now, the most current, as you could say, scandal would be that Pachuca and Club Leon are owned by the same ownership group. And per the tournament rules, you cannot be owned by the same club, have two clubs within the same ownership group within the tournament. So now FIFA has decided to do a mini playoff game between Club America and LAFC, maybe one of the worst kept secrets in a long time, because this has been floating around for a little bit now. For this tournament, people looking at Infantino and FIFA sideways to put Inter Miami and they won the Supporters Shield. So it just keeps piling up and piling up. I'm intrigued because I think I'm going to go watch a match down in Miami just to see what this tournament is like.
All right, well, we'll certainly see what happens with that. It's kind of draws some parallels, right, to the U.S. Open Cup when you're talking about ownership of the same two teams can't be in the tournament. One of the reasons why for a long time, a lot of those, those two teams that play in MLS Next Pro were unable to compete in that competition because of the fact that, you got these players kind of going back and forth between the MLS rank to the MLS Next Pro rank, and now they only have, half the MLS teams competing in the U.S. Open Cup, Lou?
Yes, I want to say it's about 15 to 20, but you do have all the MLS Next Pro teams competing in the tournament, so it's definitely interesting.
Yeah, I don't like it. I think every team should be in the U.S. Open Cup. I think that's the idea of the U.S. Open Cup. And if you start complaining that too many teams can't be in it because of the fact that there's too many summer competitions, well, guess what? You're the one who added all these extra competitions to the calendar to make it to where they can't compete in one of the most prestigious and meaningful tournaments in the United States. So, that's kind of my thoughts on that. And let's do that. Let's pivot now to the U.S. Open Cup. We'll get into the Champions League here in just a little bit and talk about them coming down to the Final Four. But let's talk U.S. Open Cup since I kind of brought it up there. And we can start with some of the results here over the last 2 days as the U.S. Open Cup third round is now officially in the books. We are on to the fourth round, and we're getting ready for the big dogs to enter the tournament. So the MLS teams will enter, and then we all really collectively are rooting for the cup sets, right? That's when you're really rooting for the lower ranked teams to get a chance to come up there. And I was flipping between the ends of some matchups here yesterday. We take a look at Tuesday's scores, and it was down to 2 MLS Next Pro teams left. You see top left, bottom right, Columbus Crew 2. They fall 1-0 in their matchup. But the Tacoma Defiance get it done and added extra time. So MLS Next Pro survives on another round. So they will continue to play. Portland Heart of Pine goes down, which is unfortunate because it's such a random name and mascot and logo. But you know what? We like the randomness of it sometimes. Union Omaha, who's got this weird looking owl there. They move on. They win. Love that for them. The Pelicans fall 4-0. That is Tormenta. They go down against the Charleston Battery. Our guy Mason Tunbridge on that squad. Unfortunately, they fall. These are your Tuesday matchups. Anything from Tuesday stick out to you, Lou, before we move on to last night's exciting, thrilling day of soccer?
Yeah, that North Carolina derby I thought was a good little matchup. You almost had a cup set there as a pyramid level 3 team almost beats a pyramid level 2 team. So that's always good. There's plenty of teams in North Carolina. It's a kind of a soccer crazy state right now. It's really, really cool to see what Charlotte FC is doing and those lower league clubs as well.
Yeah, I know they hosted the College Cup for a long time in the college national championships there in Cary, North Carolina for a while. You're referencing North Carolina FC beating the Charlotte Independents. Let's go ahead and move on to the rest of the matchups. And look, if you are a flipper, right? You like to flip around from game to game and see the finishes. Well, last night was perfect for you. All of these games on Paramount Plus, which was awesome to have them broadcast. We had a few of these matches actually on broadcast television on CBS Sports. So that was really cool to see that exposure for the tournament and for the sport. Tampa Bay Rowdies, 9-8 in the penalty kick shootout. Lou, I mean, penalty kick shootouts going 10 rounds kind of elicits some memories for us here in Jacksonville, doesn't it?
I was about to say, that's the game that I had my eyes on. A little bit of a West Florida derby. That Naples team's really been intriguing. We've actually played at that facility. The Jacksonville Armada has, with the Great Wolf Lodge overlooking you as you're taking the corner kick there. So it's a nice facility out there in Naples. First year team in USL. They're getting a lot of fans, and obviously our NASL friends, the Rowdies, get the job done in their gorgeous 50th year kit. So that was my one that I had my eyes on.
Speaking of the NASL, you got another NASL matchup on there, Indy 11 and Miami FC. Of course, both former opponents of our Jacksonville Armada Pro side. And that was headed to PKs. I thought we were going to get PKs in stoppage time of added extra time on a corner kick, likely the final kick of the match. Indy 11 score. on a beautiful goal. Nice header into the back of the net. And they knock off Miami FC. You hate to see it. No, you don't. But that one happened as Indy 11 are moving on. I watched the penalty kick shootout between Tulsa and Phoenix Rising. That was exciting, especially down the stretch of added extra time as Phoenix was down a man on a red card. You got Detroit moving on. I mean, you see it, all the information underneath the scores. You have penalty kick shootouts in 4 of the 8 matches last night. And you have the other 2 going to added extra time. Unfortunately, a 1-0 defeat for El Farolito. Hamby, your burrito boys are done. They're out.
Oh,
sorry.
Crushing.
It's crushing. It is crushing because that was the lowest level team still alive in the tournament. And they see their way to the exit against Sacramento Republic, who has a history of doing well in the U.S. Open Cup over these last few years. And Lou, we're, as mentioned, bringing in the big dogs now.
Yeah, now we get all the MLS clubs coming in the round of 32, I believe this is called. So I know they've been announcing them this morning. I looked at a few of the matchups. One of my favorites was North Carolina versus Charlotte. I think that's going to be a fantastic matchup. And I believe Louisville is hosting a MLS opponent as well. So definitely we are in for some more cup sets. There's no doubt about it. I don't think any MLS team ever goes unscathed in the U.S. Open Cup. So I know I'll be watching all the rounds. And, you know, you got teams like Orlando City coming in now to the fray, who actually never got to defend their U.S. Open Cup title because the MLS teams were pulled out before. So,
and sure enough, they're taking on Tampa Bay, as would happen, right? You get the war on I-4 coming to the U.S. Open Cup.
That's always a good matchup.
It is.
The people in purple have a really nice chant, let's just say, for those guys in green that they'll sing at the stadium. I've heard it a few times while sitting in that wall over there.
I don't like either team. Can they both lose? Can we make that happen? No,
I don't like either team either. So you know, we'll see if I can go down there and affect the game at all.
I like
it's being
that.
Played in Orlando, if I'm not mistaken.
You are mistaken. It's in Tampa.
Ooh, right there on the water. The Rowdies just reopened up their stadium after the hurricane recently.
Okay, are they still playing at Al Lang?
Yes, they are.
Okay. The former baseball park turned soccer facility that our Section 904 guys and gals made the trip over to quite a bit to go and support the Jacksonville Armada as they took to the road. All right, Lou, give us a look at the field one more time. We're going to take this one to break here. We're going to come back. We're going to talk Champions League. We're going to talk MLS. We're going to talk Weird Soccer Story of the Week. So we got all that still to come here on Fleet and Footy, but we're going to take another live look at the field down in Bradenton, where your Jacksonville Armada are taking on the Vancouver Whitecaps FC from north of the border down in the Generation Adidas Cup. Lou, what's your score update, by the way? We still up 1-0?
1-0, halftime just rolled around. Super quick halftime wait. You got Bimanzi Albarujo on a break here. Space in front of him. Shot. Ooh, deflected. Gonna go out for a corner kick. So we're still in it to win it over here. The boys in blue are playing in that classic Navy kit, ready to get their first dub in Bradenton.
All right, we love to see it. We'll give you more updates on this one coming up after the break and much more right here on the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network. Thanks so much for joining us here on Fleet and Footy, another split show with me in the studio and Big Lou down in Bradenton. We'll be right back.
Ancla Dorada. The official bear of your Jacksonville Armada.
When you think sports, you think Action Sports Jax, the official station of the Jaguars, on location for every game. But the most experienced team in town doesn't stop there. From high school football to the big events in the area, Action Sports Jax is always on. Now, we take that to a new level. Action Sports Jax 24/7 is around-the-clock coverage of the teams you love and the moments you can't miss. The best local sports in Jacksonville on Action Sports Jax 24/7. People helping people. It's at the core of what Alive Credit Union is all about, and it's been that way for over 70 years. From the start in 1954 to today, the mission remains to inspire financial wellness and give you a financially fit lifestyle. Alive Credit Union and its employees are committed to not only serving their valued members, but also our community here in Northeast Florida. I had a chance to see that commitment firsthand as Alive partnered with our Action Sports Jax 24/7 team to bring you Armada men's and women's soccer broadcasts. Inside the 18, it is a shot, and it's a goal! Chloe Chivers! And that connection to the community continues with Alive Credit Union's support of the Police Athletic League of Jacksonville. Alive Credit Union's commitment to our community also involves serving the financial needs of all first responders through the recent merger partnership with City and Police Federal Credit Union. Join the community and become a member of Alive Credit Union today. Find out the many ways you can be inspired in financial wellness at alivecu.coop.
Hey everyone, Olivia Tasley here from Action Sports Jax to tell you all the different ways you can watch our new 24/7 network. 3 easy steps. You don't even need a pen and paper to write it down. Step number 1, download the app. Search Action News Jax in your app store either on your phone or your smart TV. Then, once you're on the app, click on that little drop-down menu in the upper left-hand corner with the 3 little lines. That'll show you these options, and boom, right here, click Action Sports Jax 24/7, and you will be brought to our continuous stream channel. That app can be accessed through all these different platforms. Whether you have Roku, Fire TV, Smart TV, Apple TV, or Google TV, you can find our app. Now, if you don't have access to the app, don't worry, we still got you covered. We're across all social media platforms from Facebook, Instagram, X, YouTube, Twitch. We have a podcast channel. Plus, check out our short reels on our TikTok. Action Sports Jax 24/7. It's on all the time and everywhere.
This is Fleet and Footy on the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network, sponsored by Alive Credit Union.
All right, we are back here on Fleet and Footy. Our roving reporter, the camera live down in Bradenton. You see it here from Big Lou behind the camera. Oh, here we go. We got a nice pass to the near side. Here's a cross back towards the middle. Jacksonville Armada on the move, pushing forward against the Vancouver Whitecaps. We'll see if that's a corner. Maybe did we earn? Yeah. Big Lou's got me. He's got my. He's got the backup here. All right, let's hang with this for the corner kick here, as if Lou can hold his hand steady for us. Got to keep us steady here.
Would you believe me if I told you the Caps scored during the commercial break?
No, that's no.
It's just the commercial curse here.
Oh my goodness gracious. Okay, so we're back to level at 1 apiece. We need a winner, otherwise this thing goes to. Oh, we got the whistle. That one's cleared out. Ah, goodness. How in the heck did they score while we were away? How'd they score, Lou?
It was from a corner kick, I believe. So set piece,
Those set pieces, man, they really get you in this game, don't they?
They do. They're crucial. That's how you win games. That's how you lose games.
Oh, we got a hard foul there. Did he get a yellow for that? He should have. Unbelievable. All right, let's check the free kick. We got another set piece. Let's see. This is a little too far for shooting, but maybe we got like a good run towards net here. Oh, I hear the seagulls in the background. Are you near the water? We got seagulls.
You're not so far from the water anywhere here in Sarasota.
Okay. All right, we're playing.
There's seagulls all over this field.
Okay.
Great move, Trick.
We're inside. Inside the 18. We're calling for a foul. We got a guy with his hands up on the near side. He wants the ball. Give him the ball. He needs the ball. This is some next level stuff. Oh, and I bet the flag was up. I don't know. I heard a whistle. Okay.
There's like 5 fields out here, so there's whistles blowing there.
I see a seagull. I hear a whistle. This is a sensory experience for sure. Welcome back here to Fleet and Footy as we allow Big Lou to get reset here with his camera shot. We do want to let you know about the Jacksonville Armada men's under 23 team. The home schedule is out, and holy cow, May 9th is going to be here before you know it. It is right around the corner, and that is the home opener for your Jacksonville Armada men's under 23 team, all their home matches this year on the campus at Edward Waters University at the Nathaniel Glover Community Field and Stadium, starting with that May 9th matchup against league newcomers PSCFC. Lots of letters. They all mean something. That'd be Pro Soccer Consulting Football Club of Florida, in case you were wondering at home. Unlike AGC football, Hamby's favorite team, which is just a great club. PS, it's something. It really is something. PSCFC in the home opener, followed 8 days later by Club de Lyon FC out of Orlando, not France. Then the Miami Dutch Lions, who aren't actually Dutch. They're from Miami. Then the New Orleans Jesters, a nice, simple, straightforward American-style name, city, mascot, pretty easy to understand. And then FC Florida, which could quite literally be anywhere in Florida. All home games. You can catch them on the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network. We got all your men's and women's matchups coming for you live here on Action Sports Jax 24/7. So excited about that. And one of the cool things is, during the season, we can talk about them on Fleet and Footy. It gives us a lot more to talk about in the quote-unquote slow months of the soccer world, where the international soccer takes its break, although they will be playing tournaments, I'm sure, to make money. We will certainly have lots to talk about with the men's and women's teams here on Fleet and Footy with Big Lou and myself, Stuart Webber. All right, we bring Big Lou back in. That's his thumb as he joins us live in Bradenton down in South Florida. And Lou, let's go ahead and talk a little bit about the Champions League, shall we? As we are now down to 4. What were your thoughts here from the second leg of those quarterfinal matchups?
Yeah, the final 4 finally feels like we've been going through Champions League all year, but we're down to quote unquote the best of the best. You got Inter Milan outlasting their opponent Bayern Munich. You got the biggest win of them all, Arsenal upsetting Real Madrid. Played a fantastic second game as well to keep the aggregate in their favor. Barcelona to BVB Dortmund. Really shaky game from them, but I'm hoping they'll bounce back in the next round. And then I believe the last game is that PSG Villa game, which Villa honestly had a great chance to come back in 30 minutes, had it all to play for at Villa Park. So that place was rocking, and I know this next round is going to be that much more competitive.
Yeah, so our final 4 teams, PSG, moving on, Barcelona, moving on, and then on the other side, Inter Milan and Arsenal. So excited to see those 4 lock up. Not next week, but the following week is the first leg. Semifinals, once again, 2-legged before the championship match is just one straight up head-to-head matchup between 2 of those 4 teams. We'll see who it ends up being in those matchups. All right, we talked about the U.S. Open Cup a little bit earlier on in this matchup. Lou, you wanted to talk a little women's soccer. There's a new women's league in Canada, the Northern Super League. Do you want to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, I just thought it was really interesting. It came across my feed earlier this week, and I feel like you got to give a shout out to any new startup league, especially one that's trying to do what the Northern Premier League is doing. There is no Division One's soccer in Canada, so finally the women up north get their own division. The first goal ever scored.
There it is.
By that on a PK by Quinn. She goes by Quinn, just one name.
Just Quinn. That's it.
You got to be a real rock star to have just one name.
That's right.
Hey, she scored the first ever league goal, so
yeah.
It's some rock star quality. She's Canadian as well, so it goes hand in hand. I believe there's 6 clubs all across the provinces of Canada, so it's going to be a really interesting watch if you do enjoy your women's soccer.
Yeah, I saw some other news, by the way. NWSL adding a pro division, something exciting to keep an eye on for the future. Of course, our women's under 23 team plays in the NWSL. So they add a pro division to be a Division II soccer league here in the United States, where we currently have 2 Division I leagues and no Division II leagues, and then a few Division III leagues. It's not confusing at all for the people at home. We try to explain it as best we can, but something to watch out for there. U.S. women's national team with a split against Brazil, Lou?
Yeah, we talked about it. Their last game was that loss in the She Believes Cup against Japan, a very worthy opponent to lose to. And honestly, so is Brazil. Brazil, without
Trinity
Marta
Rodman
playing, Trinity Rodman scores in that first opener where they won 2-0. I like Hamby just drops, like he just sees someone he knows.
Oh, by the way, you should, if you had a camera on him celebrating the fact that he got it right. I'm the only one here who can see it because we're in video for the broadcast, and I see into the drive-through window over there. But he definitely threw his arms in the air in celebration. Yes.
Well, I know that's Marco Royce's biggest fan down in the cave over there.
Yeah, there you go.
He always gives a Royce shout out. I love it.
That's right. So U.S. women's national team will certainly keep an eye on them. By the way, Trinity Rodman now dating Ben Shelton, former Gator, professional tennis player who made some great runs in the Grand Slams this past year. So there you go. Fun fact we learn here on Fleet and Footy. And we're going to learn a little bit about the MLS now, Big Lou. Let's start with your takeaways, shall we, before we get into the Big Lou MLS Power Rankings. But we start with your takeaways. What do you got for us this week from the world of Major League Soccer?
Can I be completely honest with you, Stuart? You're going to have to read
I will
takeaways
yes.
to me.
Yes.
Because my phone is dark mode.
Okay.
And where you might lose me by the time the weird soccer story of the week rolls around. So we're just going on.
Dude, I love living on the edge like this here on Fleet and Footy, and I have no problem doing it, my friend. All right, let's get to your Week 8 takeaways from Louis Llerandi in the MLS. Takeaway number 1, Rossi propelling the Crew to the top.
Yeah, Rossi and Wilfred Nancy are absolutely balling over in Ohio. No Cucho, no problem. It's been high sailing for the Crew in Columbus.
All right, the Columbus Crew, high sailing. How about Brian White with the ham bone? How about it, ham bone? We got a ham bone. For those who don't know, in bowling, a ham bone is 4 strikes. So I can only assume that it's one step better than a hat trick, Lou.
It is. I had to include the ham bone shot.
Yeah.
4 goals. Brian White does it again. He just keeps scoring week after week after week. He's honestly such an interesting player. I really hope Pochettino takes him to the Gold Cup this summer. He was on that last squad that he put out. So it should be really, really interesting.
Yeah, you score 4 goals. I think that's probably a good way to get noticed. How about no Zaha, no problem? You like the no somebody, no problem line, don't you, Lou?
Hey, it's an easy one to rattle off. Zaha broke his thumb in the previous match.
What?
Had to get surgery. Yes.
How often does he use his thumb in soccer? Just throw a cast on and get out there. What are we talking about?
Well, I think he broke his thumb mid-game, still played with it, So he took the week off.
He's not a keeper. What is he taking a week off? Just wrap it up.
Well, I don't know. He probably went to training. I don't know if he, but
all right.
He didn't play. Charlotte gets the 1-0 win.
Okay.
They move up in my power rankings.
Oh, we'll see those in just a second. We call that a tease, folks. The GOAT still draws a crowd. So, Messi, what crowd are we talking about for old Lionel?
62,000 at Soldier Field in the windy city of Chicago to watch a 0-0 draw.
Bless their hearts.
Yeah. It was an exciting game. There was chances from both sides. Chris Brady, Chicago Fire's goalkeeper, absolutely had a stunner of a match, keeping Messi out of the net and off the score sheet.
I was waiting to hear you say he stood on his head. Does Chicago Fire normally play in Soldier Field, or is that just because the GOAT was coming?
So I think that is their current home. They moved out of that soccer-specific stadium, I believe, like Bridgeview, Illinois, or it's right outside of Illinois. Currently, I believe the Chicago Red Stars play there, as well as their MLS Next Pro team.
Yeah, I guess they do play in Soldier Field. How about that? And I guess it's good when you have someone coming who can draw 60,000. The Galaxy still lost in space. I like when we do puns on the takeaways, Lou.
Had to do a pun. A space pun was necessary there. The Galaxy get a draw at least. That's their 3rd draw of the season. That's their third point of the year, but still no wins.
And that takes us now to our MLS rankings, Big Lou. I'll run it down for you here, 1 to 10. Oh my goodness, the Union plummet. We'll get into that in just a second. But we got a new number 1 at the top, folks, and we're currently playing their youth academy right now. Vancouver Whitecaps coming in at number 1. Columbus Crew at number 2. Inter Miami, they're at number 3. The Charlotte FC in 4th. San Diego Football Club comes in at 5th. Minnesota United, you see the Loons there in 6th. LAFC in 7th. Cincinnati in 8th. The Union plummet down to 9th. And the Portland Timbers chop down some opponents ahead of them and work their way into the top 10 in that 10th spot. Lou, what happened behind you? Lou, what's happening there, Lou? I hear commotion, Lou.
Well, wouldn't it be fitting that the Columbus Crew score and celebrate near me as they top my power rankings here in I don't know to see that.
Yeah, I see them in yellow. There they are. Yeah. All right.
So they currently, the first team is topping my power rankings right now.
They're right behind Vancouver.
Yeah, Rossi is my MVP candidate
There we go.
currently right now in MLS. So they take the top spot, coming up top, and Vancouver has just surprised me. It's honestly been the surprise of the year in MLS. I think for everyone, Miami finally gets dethroned. And I believe, who did I add in there for the first time? Portland Timbers?
Yeah, the Timbers.
Sneak in with a fantastic win this weekend.
All right, there's your Big Lou. Week 8 power rankings here on Fleet and Footy. We're into our last few minutes of the show, Lou. As we always like to do, we like to end it with your weird soccer story of the week. And Lou, it's not good for the folks out in Turkey. Let's talk about it, Lou.
Yeah, so this story comes out of the Turkish second division from side Yeni Malatyaspor. They could possibly be one of the worst teams in football history. They currently sit last in the league, 20th, with a negative 21 points and a goal difference of minus 112. They are still waiting for their first W of the campaign. So it's not been smooth sailing over there in Turkey for that side.
It's okay. He can get that hair replaced. He's from Turkey. He's fine. Don't worry about it.
I'm telling you that as soon as I go bald, I'm heading straight to Turkey.
Yes, and when you do, maybe you can join the folks at Yeni Malatyaspor and provide some goals for them and give them some hope.
Well, we're attacking right now in front of me. I wish I could. Oh, look, here you go. I'll flip the camera.
You can do whatever you want. That's how this works.
But the problem is I cannot see what's going on in front of me, like at all. Like I cannot see you. Oh, and Columbus Crew score again.
Oh well, they're just dominating over there. Who are they playing? Who are they whooping up on?
Oh, I think it's an international.
Oh boy.
Because it's different numbers from the MLS numbers.
Okay.
Love to see the MLS clubs doing good over here.
Yeah, I mean, I'd love to see our team doing well. Give us a last look here at the field, Lou. We're running out on time here on Fleet and Footy. We've seen enough of you on the show, much like we've probably seen enough of me. We got a lot of Stuart Solo. Yeah, we got a lot of Stuart Solo shots. Not bad. Got a haircut today, so we're good. We're down to the final minute of the show here, Big Lou. Give us a little quick update here. How much time's on the clock? Is there a clock?
There probably is a clock. I think we're probably about 15 minutes out. 10 minutes. I'm getting the 10-minute timer from Operations Manager Corbin Lowe.
Thanks, Corbin. Appreciate you jumping in there and helping us out here. So still tied at 1. And if this thing ends tied at 1, they go to a penalty kick shootout.
Yeah, so stay tuned. Keep your eyes peeled on socials at Jax Armada FC. You'll definitely see the final result.
Okay, good. All right, Lou, that's going to do it here for Fleet and Footy. If it goes to a PK shootout, Lou is going to shoot it and tweet it and send it out to us. That's going to do it for the show. Lewis, thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your time down in Bradenton. And thanks so much, everyone, for watching Fleet and Footy on the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network.